I always felt different growing up. I was mixed, and there was no mixed people where I lived. And
When you say mixed?
like my dad's white, my dad's black, and my mom's white. And so, growing up in like a small Polish town in Jersey with like, I have skin, light skin, but like big hair, it was kind of like, why do you look like that? And I don't know. I always tried to fit in with different people, whether, it was, the white kids or the black kids or the Latin kids, or, it was the smart kids or the kids that did drugs or the kids that were artsy. But I was kind of always able to like bounce around. I was just always trying to fit in and always just like kind of overdoing it. And I was really smart. And I say that because they would ask me to, be in like talented and gifted. And, I would win like writing awards in school. I was always really bad at math, but I was really good at writing and like communicating and speaking and language. Like I was great at that, but like I couldn't show up to class. No one ever, called my parents and was like, we think she's high, or we think she's drunk. It wasn't like that. It was more just being insubordinate and just kind of being a kid. And then I moved to New York, and of course I'm in Manhattan. I'm 17. I'm hanging out with like everyone and getting involved in all of that stuff. And it was actually through modeling when I started doing cocaine, because they were like, you're fat, so like we need you to do some drugs and get skinny. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And that's kind of when I started to do cocaine. And it wasn't even something that, I don't know. I remember the first time I did it, and I remember, doing it and feeling, I didn't really know what I was feeling. And then I remember like I bought like, like an 8-ball, and I was like, this is going to last me like a week. Like, it's fine.
So an 8-ball of what?
Cocaine.
Okay.
And I remember like I got it from like a friend, and, there's, if you know cocaine, that's a significant amount, and I was like, okay, like this will last me like a week. And like 2 hours later, I'm like up on LimeWire, like downloading like crazy music, like, and it's all gone. And I was just like, and I just kind of knew. I was just like, okay, like this is going to be something that I do now. So now I need to set some money aside to buy this and have these people get it for me and hang out with the people that do this. So it was just kind of like, I accepted it. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I had no idea that drugs and alcohol were the reason why I was acting like a psycho. I thought something was wrong with me because I was crazy, or I just wasn't wired right, which kind of isn't far from the truth. But I couldn't make the correlation between drugs and alcohol and all the bad that was happening to me, because I hung out with a lot of people who did drugs and alcohol that a lot of great was happening to them. Or at least it looked like for me on the outside. They were pretty, they were smart, they had money, they dressed good, they got into all these fancy parties. So I was like, drugs and alcohol can't be the issue because it's clearly working for people. So it was really hard for me to distinguish, the fact that, maybe the substances that I was putting in my body were creating the problems in my life. But it's like, how do I get to that place where like, I don't want to self-destruct anymore, whether it be with drugs, alcohol, gambling, food, sex, money, because you put the drink and the drug down, but then you're left with you. And if you don't know who you are, how are you going to deal with that?
So that's what you're doing now, is learning?
Yeah, it's just learning. It's just showing up and saying like, yo, I don't know anything, and like, help me. And some days I'm the one that's helpful, and some days I'm the one that needs to be helped. Just know that there's people that are just like you, that are young, that are old, that are gay, that are black, that are white. Like, you'll find the people that you're supposed to find if you look for them. They say like, if you build this life around you, then you don't want to lose, the chances of you, losing it are a little bit slimmer, because, you have things to lose. I didn't really have anything to lose 6 years ago. So whether I drank or I did drugs or I, did whatever I was doing, it kind of didn't matter, because there was really nothing to hold on to. To have this amazing life and to have all the things that I have, and to know that like, I could drink tomorrow,
How does it feel to have a second chance?
It's weird because I don't think I deserve it. Like, why am I sober? And there's other people that like I see come in and out that look like they really like need it. Not to say that I don't need it, but I've done some pretty sober. So it's like, why do I get the chance to stay sober? And I don't know. That has nothing to do with me, I don't think. I think that's like something else.